What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Game Over Greggy Show. I'm one of your hosts, Game Over Greggy, Greg Miller, alongside the producer/seducer, Nick Scarpino.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well, thanks.
You wearing that Mickey Mouse shirt you love so much?
I do like this Mickey Mouse shirt.
You've worn it forever.
It's like camouflage that you get at Target. Because you can't really tell what's on it. It looks kind of cool, but it's really intense.
To my right, the pride of Long Island, Colin Moriarty.
Hello.
Then the one and only pure one, Tim Gettys.
Let him host.
Let him host, indeed. Yes. If you're new to the show, ladies and gentlemen, what it is that each and every week, four best friends gather around this table, each bringing a random topic of discussion for your amusement. If you like that, make sure you get all the stuff we do. The full MP3 of this show, non-stop entertainment for an hour and a half at least, goes live on GameOverGreggy.bandcamp.com every Friday for $1. If $1 is too rich for your blood, and with this Obama in office, whose wallet can afford it?
I certainly can.
You can't. You can go over to youtube.com/GameOverGreggy. GameOverGreggy.com for short. Right there, every one of these topics gets broken out as a video one by one, Monday through Thursday, before the whole show goes live for free. Is one big video on Friday. Then go buy t-shirts. districtlines.com/GameOverGreggy. We got
Sean Finnegan likes hiking.
Sean Finnegan likes hiking. The Nick Scarpino Shadowboxing Association.
We should have a new T-shirt.
Oh my God.
Live pretty quickly here.
If only we had any clues.
If only
as to
we
what
didn't
it
know
was.
what might be on it. What symbol for our company of men and heroes that we have together.
Yeah. So let's get right into it, everybody.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Who's starting?
Colin.
Yeah.
You start.
I like your
It's
topic
okay.
this week, Colin.
You texting?
Yep.
Who you texting?
Don't worry about it.
That means
So-
girl.
Sounds like somebody's cheating on us with the comedy button.
Yeah.
Sounds like
So,
somebody's
sorry, I gotta bring my laptop up here. So
Oh, you're getting into your mode here.
I'm gonna introduce this in a more traditional way.
Please do.
In a more traditional Colin way.
The
So-
fuck does that even mean?
I don't know. So the last few months in the United States, the death penalty is legal.
Okay.
Hoorah!
And state by
Military.
state, the states can decide if they want to do it or not, and then how they do it. And recently, I think it was in Missouri, a dude was killed. I don't know if you guys read about this. An inmate, a death row inmate, was killed with lethal injection, but actually took 40 minutes for him to die, and ended up dying as a heart attack. Now this is unconstitutional because we don't believe in
torturing people.
In torture, right?
Yeah.
So if execution's not torture, but they can't feel it. So it has to be instantaneous. And
Oh,
the
okay.
lethal injection.
So this guy felt it. He didn't die. He
Right.
was in pain.
Right.
Oh Jesus.
So the and I honestly don't feel that bad. He's a convicted murderer.
Sure.
But still,
I-
that's against our principles in the Republic.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do that. So anyway, this started a whole hullabaloo about
Quite the hullabaloo.
at least if you read about politics, with first of all the legality of these things, but also it caused such an issue that the European companies that we get our chemicals from to do injections won't give them to us anymore because in Europe they don't do the death penalty. They don't believe in the death penalty. So there's a story in Politico, and I'm just going to introduce you to it, and this will introduce us and turn to the topic.
Okay.
In Cheyenne, Wyoming, prompted by the shortages of available drugs for lethal injections, Wyoming lawmakers are considering changing state law to permit execution of condemned inmates by firing squad. A Wyoming legislative committee has directed its staff to direct a firing squad bill for consideration ahead of next year's legislative session. Lawmakers in Utah may also consider a return to firing squad for civilian executions. Blah, blah, blah. Utah outlawed execution by firing squad in 2004, but kept it as an option for inmates convicted before that time. It last executed an inmate by firing squad in 2010. So on and on and on it goes, and it goes into why shortage of the chemicals, all those kinds of
Firing squad.
Yes.
To me, I don't know what this means. And it sounds like you stand there and a bunch of people shoot you.
Yes.
What? That's a thing?
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
that's
a thing for a long time.
a very old school thing that is considered something you don't do anymore.
Yeah.
And basically, what it is in more
It was
modern.
made famous by the Tombstone pizza commercials.
Exactly. That's
What do
exactly
you want on
right.
your tombstone? And he had a little blindfold on and go, cheese and pepperoni. And
I would
then
say
they
it
eat
was-
the pizza.
I say it was made popular by you can't do that on television, right?
Yeah. No, 100%.
The fire
I don't
squad.
think
I remember that
I
joke.
hadn't heard of it until then.
It was always there was a skit on this was a Nickelodeon show in the 80s where there would be a guy about to get executed or something, and they'd be like, "Stop the execution!" Stop! And it was always something going wrong. It was a totally weird thing. Anyway, yeah, firing squad is when people with guns all line up and shoot a dude. And in more modern times, they would do it so that everyone would have a blank except for one person.
guy, and so no one knows.
So no one knew
shot
who actually killed him.
you. So
There's so much thought put into
There'd be
that.
multiple people. Everyone would fire one bullet, and you would all aim at the same thing, and so no one would know whose bullet actually.
It's because everybody's a bitch about killing people. If I was like, hey, we're hiring for the firing squad, and just give me, and I was like good at shooting people,
Yeah.
I'd be fine with you being the one who killed this bad guy. Big deal. But the same thing with like you turn keys, and, you know, who knows who killed this guy? Like, you know, you
Nuclear
fucking did.
weapons, too.
One of you, well, yeah, who knows who
That'd be a
ended
great way to go out.
civilization?
So anyway, the question is introduced by this story on Politico, which you should go read. It's very interesting. What mode of execution would you prefer if you were on death row and you were going to be executed?
Lawn
Not firing squad, because I think firing squad would be terrifying.
It would
Yeah,
be
but then
really
you get that
scary.
really epic moment. You get
Yeah,
your
but I
last
mean, like,
words.
I'll give you a cigarette.
Like what? There's not gonna be.
Oh, I'm gonna have a cigarette no matter what. If I'm about to die, I'm gonna have chain smoke because at that point, it's like, who cares?
Yeah.
I'll just try to look as cool as humanly possible before I go out. I don't think. I mean, but you're sitting there waiting for someone to shoot you. It's
what do you
terrifying.
think? You think? So what? I mean, you think the electric chair is better?
Yeah, but you're gonna feel it. Like, I feel like the electric chair is definitely not the better, but the lethal injection probably is the best way to go.
Should just drift off.
Yeah, you just drift off.
Unless you're this guy dying for 40 minutes.
Because
before
like
a
you
heart
don't.
attack.
Well, yeah, but that's like one out
Doesn't
of every.
feel right. Still doesn't feel right.
This hurts. You die, fucker. I don't know. I would have to go probably lethal injection of all the safe like options available to me, but like going back to Tim's point, maybe like something in a gladiator ring would be amazing. So you have to fight someone like the Mountain from
like
Game of
that.
Thrones would be
Oh,
awesome because
references.
you're going to go out no matter what.
Yeah.
But go out epic. You know, and he's gonna just lop your head off clean. You're not gonna feel that. You might see yourself. And you're like, oh, that's what my ass looks like. That's it.
Yeah,
You're
for
done.
me, it's definitely just on camera. I want it on camera.
Oh, like Running
uh,
Man.
Yeah, what it is.
Do you remember? Did you ever see the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, The Running Man?
Of course he did not.
Of course not. So
He's born in 1992.
the concept of this movie is convicted felons get put into a game show where they have to go through a gauntlet of basically boss battles until they either survive or the bosses kill
And
them.
is Arnold the boss or the good guy?
He's the bad guy.
Well, he's the good guy. He's the
the good guy.
contestant. No contestants ever won. Or no, one did, right?
No.
And then he became.
No, yes, one did, and then he became
Gladiator.
the gladiator.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but he's wrongfully accused of like killing a bunch of people in the military, and he
Here's
escapes
something
jail
for
and
you.
he comes back.
In The Running Man.
Yeah.
The girl who's, you know, his partner who's also an ex-con or is a con, I guess, whatever. She hid like a microchip, remember? From the bad guys. And Arnold's like, how did you get that past him? And she's like, girls have more places to hide things. And did like a wink. I swore up and down at the time to my 8-year-old friends that she put it in her vagina. And they were all like, no way.
I assumed that.
I was like, why the fuck would she say that? Why would she go? And they're like, you're stupid. And I was like, you're stupid. And
Where
then
else
I
would
bit
she put
them.
it? There's only two. Like
They
two
were
other
trying to say
places.
under her breast, I think, which I don't think they understood boobs. At the
That
time.
would be that would be interesting though, but you'd have to not move so much. 'Cause
right.
you put
Exactly.
A little pocket in
you
there,
well,
it's
you
gonna fall
figure they're
out.
in leather outfits, like running around, being like she's damp. She, I mean, as a man with breasts, I know what they're like underneath there
I
when
do
it gets
too.
too hot.
Damp.
Yeah, you get that perspiration.
Wow.
You get that
Damp
perspiration.
is just quite the word.
There's nothing sexy.
That's
about
what it
that.
is. What do you
damp
want it
is
to be?
just-
Condensation? There's
Some
some
people don't
under.
like the word damp.
A lot of people don't like
Moist.
the word moist.
Moist.
Damp's even worse.
Damp is
Damp.
not
There's nothing
when
sexy
you're talking about
damp.
a woman and you say damp,
Damn, girl, you're damn.
That girl's damp. That's
She's like, "Are you? What are you talking?" I'm like, underside of your breasts right now, right? It's hot. You understand what I'm saying?
it's getting all murky in there. It's damp.
murky. Wow, we're just
Yeah, we're just
doing
going
it.
after it. That'd be my way though. I would want probably either death by bear or death by the mountain.
Death by bear.
Something badass. That like
That's really gonna hurt.
I was gonna
That's
say
probably gonna
you're,
hurt.
you're,
That's probably
you're
gonna hurt.
worried about the firing squad. You're gonna have a bear tear you apart.
that's a good point.
A firing
It'd be
squad.
epic,
Sick,
though.
though.
If I'm gonna be a pussy and not go out epically, and I say firing squad, I just want one sniper, one army trained sniper. They don't miss. I just stand there, please, easy.
The guy that killed the pirates. Remember the guy? Remember those guys?
Yarr!
Remember those guys? Remember when the pirates took that ship off of the coast of Somalia and those 3 snipers were on the ship and there was like 3 guys on the. Did you guys read about this or see this?
No.
So they were like, there was this huge ship. It was a couple years ago. It was a big story. You guys
I remember the pirates.
Sounds
I don't
like Rainbow
remember
Six.
this whole
I
part.
do not remember the pirates.
These pirates, the Somali pirates, like took over this like freighter, and there were like 3 guys on the deck, and there was like these army trained snipers that were like stalking the ship basically on this like little thing, and like the waters were all going, you know, up and down and everything, and they all metered eventually their shots, and then actually like pulled off like 3 simultaneous headshots on these guys on a moving boat with their boat moving with those guys walking around. I was like,
Wait,
apparently-
so
tough as
it was
hell.
like
dudes-
apparently unbelievable. Yeah,
3 dudes hit 3 dudes.
yeah.
All 3 headshots.
Yeah. But like you have to understand, their boats like going up and down.
Yeah,
the other
yeah.
boats up and down. They're like a mile away, and and they just fucking nailed them. And I was like, God damn, that's crazy.
goddamn,
So if you can get one of those
scary.
guys, you
Yeah.
know they're not gonna miss.
Yeah, but then you got the terror of walking around like, when's it gonna hit? When's it gonna
You're
hit?
not walking around. They don't like let you loose in the mall.
They just make you wait for years.
You have
and
If you chose death
That's
by
awesome.
sniper, it'll happen in the next 30 years.
Yeah.
Go about your life.
You might be in the van store. You might be at the PacSun. It doesn't matter. You're
Chilling in
good.
PacSun.
You're just
sniper.
Oh, God.
I think
Oh,
they
that's
forgot
awesome.
about. I think there's a red
See,
dot
that's
all
really.
of it.
What if they just like sent an assassin after you? Like
Cool.
But like,
That'd be
do I
cool.
get to survive as long as he can't kill me?
Yes.
Is that this? I don't think I'd want that. I want it
that's a
done.
movie plot.
See, I'm not like the kind of guy that's going to overcome that and then eventually come out on top. I'm too lazy. I'm too tired. Just kill me.
Let me ask you this. Let me augment the question. What would be your last words, Nick? When they were like, do you have any last words?
Oh, man, that's really good. I'll be seeing you.
Yeah.
So it has to be something creepy like that, right?
Yeah. And then they take the cigarette out of your mouth and they put the blindfold on.
I mean, how old am I when this happens? Because it'd be hysterical if like the guy that was killing me
Tomorrow.
was shoot. Okay, so if I'm like 50 when this happened, though, I'm like, I'm your dad. It's just something really freaky like that. Like, just FYI. And then I don't know. What would your last words be?
I don't know. Give me liberty or give me death.
There you go.
And then they would blow my head off.
So you're like, well, that's it. Like, it's death.
I don't know.
what
I
to say.
think. I mean, realistically, lethal injection is the best way to go.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to. There's 3 drugs. They're supposed to put you to sleep. Then one like seizes your body. Then one kills you. Right. So like, I think that's the order. Yeah, that makes sense. So you have to like be given those by a doctor in a certain amount of time. The thing about the Missouri thing was like they couldn't abort it. You know, like something was all fucked up. And eventually, apparently, they like closed the blinds, like wouldn't let anyone look. There was like all
It's
this
like-
fucked up because you know
He's
you're
like
supposed to be able to
convulsing
witness it.
because someone grabs the little bat that you use to club fish over the head when they're on the boat. Because like,
Put him out of his misery.
You can't do that.
So
It's messed up.
yeah, I think lethal injection is the best option.
Sure.
There's some OG options though, right? Like there's hanging,
Is getting tossed an option? Or
tossed.
just tossed off a bridge, or like just tossed off a really like a plane.
I'm
See,
sure
that's
that's
what I was
possible.
gonna say. I would want to be thrown out of plane. If we, and in
Why
our
would
Thrown out of a plane.
What are you
That's fucking
fucking
cool
crazy?
for a little bit. You get to
Exactly.
do like
Or
the opening of the
There's
Power Ranger
nothing
movie.
cool about
They
that.
jump out of the
That
plane.
would be so. You know, most
That'd be
people that
Hey,
most people that
it would
die.
be, but I already did bad stuff, and people skydive all the time. So
Yeah.
whatever. Let me have some views.
This would be great. It'd be the one time you get to skydive without all the training and without the guy behind you.
Right.
Like, just give me a snowboard. I want to wear all white and just jump out of that
Just
thing.
triple X the shit out
Yeah,
of it.
with
as
some
you're
Red
going
Hot
down,
Chili
like-
Peppers playing.
Looking
It'll
like
be
snow
awesome.
job jumping
Higher
out of the
ground.
fucking- out of the fucking airplane.
That would be amazing. You do realize that most people that die in skydiving accidents don't die from the impact. They like have heart attacks before they hit the ground.
No way.
Because they're so terrified. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Usually. Yeah.
How do you know? How many autopsies have you been doing?
I watched the movie Point Break at least 300 times. So I
Sorry,
consider
Johnny, you're gonna have a heart attack. I don't know anything about that movie. It's been a long time.
Sorry, Johnny, you're gonna have a heart attack. Ooh. you got one impression.
Is that-
to use it for
is that-
everything.
It's my New York construction worker from Spider-Man.
Sorry, you're gonna have move the cranes. Johnny's gonna have a heart attack.
You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. Sorry, Spider-Man, you're gonna have a heart attack before you hit the ground.
God.
You know what I was thinking? I was just thinking about was a terrifying scene in a movie that had to do with torture and then an execution was the end of Braveheart. And I remember seeing that and being like, what the fuck?
Because they were like
was
eviscerating
going
him,
on?
right?
Yeah, they were like I remember the guy had like all the tools and
Yeah.
they were quartering him and all like which drawing and quartering is like the most horrific thing ever. But then they're like cutting into him and doing
Yeah.
all sorts of, and like putting it's like Jesus in the medieval times, man.
That's the worst.
Yeah, it's really
Worst
that's even
restaurant.
before that. It's really the dark ages, but like that was when I was 10 years old and I saw that in the theater with my dad. First of all, the movie was fucking long as hell. You're tired, and then you're just
It
fucking
was so
terrified
good,
at the end of it.
Oh, I know.
And I was like, but this is why I love history.
Yeah.
Because I was like, this is fucking messed up. This is some good stuff here. And then I went, and then I think I went and like got a book at the library.
You had your last human normal emotion, and then you're like, but this is good stuff. And then Colin was born.
I went to the library and I remember getting books on medieval torture and stuff like that. And no, Colin was born during
Doing
the
a
Gulf
book?
War.
You doing a book report, little boy? No. Just walk
I'm
off.
doing some research.
I'm just photocopying all the pictures.
You've got like a backpack full of cats.
I became
Walk out.
I became politically conscious and historically conscious when I was 6 years old during the Gulf War. That's when it happened.
Okay.
And I still remember that. So that's really
What?
when Colin was
What?
born.
Just
I
Storm
was
and
just
Norman
I
was on
obs-
TV,
I was
and you're
obsessed
like,
with it. I was obsessed with CNN when I was like 6 years old. Yeah, because that was the first televised war.
Yeah.
Like really I mean, Vietnam was televised, but like we saw the like
moment to moment
Yeah, like
impacts,
and I
all
was
this
like,
stuff.
and I remember the newspapers and all. I was like, this is fucking amazing.
We were seeing the tomahawks flying, so to speak, right? You'd see them like
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
launching
exactly.
off
Like
of
all
the-
the
Yeah,
green,
yeah.
like the night vision shots
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I remember like I was like, and then we just routed the Iraqis.
Can I ask
remember-
you this random
I was like, this is
question?
awesome.
This is a weird question. It's off topic. Do you remember
No, on this show?
Don't go off on a tangent. Remember Shock and Awe?
Yeah, man.
Remember how they
2003?
How insane was that? What were your thoughts?
I was in college.
Shock and awe.
I was glued to my television when the invasion was imminent. So if people don't remember the Iraq, I supported the Iraq War completely. And
I think most of us did.
Yeah, and I totally recant on that. I was totally wrong, but I was like, yeah, we're gonna fuck these guys up. And I remember Colin Powell went to the UN. You guys remember this with the vial of like anthrax or whatever, or like whatever the fuck it was, and was like talking about weapons of mass destruction, and the CIA had identified like all the weapons and all those things, which I think were actually there, and they're in Syria now, but that's another thing. And he like basically just went there, and then they were like, no one supported it. It was like, we're going anyway.
Yeah. Like, you know, I thought it didn't even Congress. Wasn't Congress like, you're not supposed to do this?
Congress didn't have to vote. The UN, the Security Council was like, nope. And we're like, okay. And we just like went by ourselves. And I remember when like there was a couple days where they're like, it can start any minute.
Yeah.
Like any minute. And I remember we amassed all of our troops in Kuwait and Turkey and all these kinds of things. And I was like, and I remember them rolling in the middle of the night, just fucking destroying shit. And I remember like we moved into Baghdad like so quickly. Everyone was tearing the statues down and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, we won this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Nope. Not so much. We didn't win that motherfucker after all, did we?
Still fighting that.
What I remember, like, it's just funny, like, how revved up we all were, still on 9/11 stuff. But, like, when that happened, when we moved into Baghdad that night, in Colombia, there's a bar called Field House, which is, like, you know, dance club, drinking place or whatever. And they played Bombs Over Baghdad so many fucking times. And it's like, people are dying. Like, yeah, but nobody cared at that moment in the middle of Missouri. Yeah, exactly.
They took down our big shining towers, man. You gotta do what you gotta do. But that was the shit about it. Well, I don't want to get too much off of 9/11. That'll be a topic for another day. But like, how misguided was that?
We just needed someone.
Yeah, we were all hurt.
We did, but it was, oh god, man.
It was all fucked up. I mean,
fucked up.
What was fucked up too is that we just, because we weren't, with that war, we weren't willing to do what we needed to do to win it, which was like, you would have to have a draft, you know, to like go to Iraq, and like, we didn't have the fortitude, the Constitution to do something like that, and that's fine because we should never have the draft again unless we are invaded. But, you know, we didn't realize that at the time, and like it was so easy in the beginning. Like we just rolled in, you know. I remember he's an internet meme now, but the guy, the information, the Iraqi. Do you guys want to talk about the Iraqis' information, like secretary or whatever? The guy that was like
vaguely,
like he was like the guy on TV was like everything's fine. But like there's like fucking tomahawk.
Like paratroopers are just in the back.
It's like so
Joe,
awesome. It's like a meme.
Firing
People
laser guns. You're like, where are they getting laser
guns on the internet
from?
all the time. And then we found Saddam Hussein in a hole with like $100,000 in American money, and like,
and then we like. Well, here's the other thing though.
We got him.
Right? We did that, but like. I distinctly remember thinking to myself, I was like, you know, we just, like, the president of the United States is legally able to sanction a hit on another human being in the world. Like, we realized this, right? He did it with Osama bin Laden. He did it with Saddam for all intents and purposes. He was like, go in there. They tried him. It was a farce. I mean, I don't know how long did this trial last? Like, it wasn't long.
And the execution was.
And I just hung him. Yeah,
I saw the execution. I remember that was when the war became like really real, and I was like, what the fuck, man? Because there's like all this sectarian shit going on in Iraq, and like I remember seeing that, like the film. There's like cell phone footage. And they like walk him up and like fucking, and they're like throwing shit at him and stuff like that. And then they just hang. I'm like, holy shit!
It was terrible.
You know, like, I was like, he has to have due process at least. Like like, what are we doing? You know,
that was terrible. And that and you know, Bin Laden, for as horrible of a human being as that guy was. First of all, I don't believe they killed him.
I don't actually either.
I guarantee he's
I think he's actually
Bay somewhere.
I actually think he's been dead for a while.
You think so?
Yeah. Like I think he was.
You think he was dead before this thing? Yeah. You think that he's in Guantanamo?
I don't know if he's dead or not. I mean, I don't. If he was alive when they found him, I don't think they iced him.
Why would they not kill him?
Because all the stuff he knows. There's no reason they wouldn't just put him in a room and just torture the guy for the rest of his life to try to get something out of him, like, or just torture the guy for the rest of his life. Period. Like, there's no way. I mean, SEAL Team 6 is the best group of covert operatives on the planet. Like, it's weird. I mean, them walking into that room, just like, did you guys see Zero Dark 30?
No.
Like, it went down like this. Like, so they come into the room, they see him, and someone just immediately shoots him, right? And they have this crazy moment where the guy's like, one of the other guys looks at Bin Laden and he goes, "Oh my God, do you realize what you just did? Like, you just killed, like." And it's the guy. It's in the book. It's all this. The guy's like, I didn't know who I killed at the time. I just saw movement and shot. Like, that's where we were at. But I'm like, is that really what would have happened? Like, it was like they had like 3 squads of dudes like in one house. There's no way they couldn't have taken him alive and just brought him back. It doesn't make any sense. Any Tom Clancy book, they would have taken him back and like, that's it. He's ours. We turn him.
I would love if that happened. I still think that like he died.
Well, he was in.
the
They said
war.
he was in bad health, like in poor health. In, like,
Yeah, I'm sure
caves
because he's
and,
been
like,
on the
NC
fucking
Embassy.
lam. Like after Tora Bora, and we just fucking laid waste Afghanistan. You know, like I don't. And that's like not even a really conspiracy theory. It's pretty common that for people to think that he died and that no one said anything to make it so that we could use it as like a big victory for us eventually. To be like, well, we got him. But SEAL Team 6 apparently, like, so SEAL Team 6 all of them have cameras on their helmets.
Yeah.
And there's 20 different views of what happened there, right? Like,
Did they actually get? You can
like
actually see him shoot him?
Well, there's no one's seen. That's what I'm saying. No one, like, it exists apparently, but no one's seen it.
Yeah, see,
and
we're
they
never
don't,
gonna
and they
see
don't
that.
want it, and they don't want to show it apparently because they don't want to give any ammunition to the terrorists. They say,
It's
but I say
What
just
the fuck
fucking
does that
show,
mean?
just show us. Like, I want to see that shit go down. You should definitely like that famous picture of Obama and Biden and all the guys, all the generals sitting around watching it. It's like they saw it apparently happen live, and that footage exists, and they apparently threw his body in the ocean or something like that. So like, it's just like
See,
that's
that sounds
very
like
convenient.
you don't throw Megatron's body in the ocean.
Yeah.
He's gonna come back.
Every single time. Like, the ocean is not the way to kill Megatron. I watched one episode of that weird, the CG version of the Transformers that you told me to watch.
It's not weird. Transformers Prime. It's awesome.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
And like, it starts off where it's like, hey, everyone, we're okay. Everything's cool. And freaking Megatron's at the bottom of the ocean. Or maybe it was a different one. There's some
Yeah, I
new
don't
one
know
where
what
it's
the
like
hell you're talking about.
Megatron's
You're
at the bottom of the
talking
ocean.
I don't know what
Movies.
the hell you're talking about.
No, it's not a movie. I'll figure it out for later.
All right, so I want to be thrown out of a plane.
You want to be thrown out of a plane?
Yeah, if I'm that bad of a
Let's do it
person,
together.
whatever.
Tim,
Okay.
you guys
Yeah.
are going to go together out of a plane?
Yeah.
Colin, you and I have to fight the mountain together then.
Well, whatever. Doesn't matter, I guess, at that point because we're gonna die.
No, I want something like soft. Like, here's what I want.
Like a whale to eat you.
No.
I imagine a whale would be like soft.
No,
on the
I just
inside.
want it like, if I'm going to go out, I want to go out like nice, comfortable table, beautiful women that are just going to like, just put me under. That's it. My last image is just
I don't know
like-
if the government would facilitate that.
But like that would be like, they'd be like, I would negotiate. I would be like, I don't need a last meal because you're not going to give me the right protein. I just want all protein
Oh,
anyway. You're not going
God.
to do it. I just
Can
want.
you guys imagine Nick trying to order his last meal?
They'll get you anything you want. They really
would
do
they
do
give
that.
me 3 sides of carne asada from
It's
Nick's Crispy
impossible.
Taco?
No one can do that
That's because they can't hear you on the phone, and also they're always stoned over there.
Truth to that.
I actually think it's a really cool. It's a really cool tradition in the American prison system. Is like they really will get you anything.
I'd get
you want.
Taco Bell.
Like they'll
I'd
go
get
get you
Taco Bell.
McDonald's or they'll get a home cooked meal for you or like a filet mignon. Like they'll do it, and I think that's actually kind of cool. Like
Yeah.
or, like you did some terrible shit. We're going to kill you, so.
Oh my god, I would do Taco Bell because you evacuate your bowels
when
like,
you die.
when you die.
So
I
that's
would
your
just
final hurrah.
that would be my what's up.
I always
like,
wondered, is that
that's a
really
not just-
true?
Oh, it is. Yeah,
Is
because
it?
everything goes.
I understand the science behind it, but is
Yeah, the
that
physics.
really happening?
Yep.
Like when someone has a heart attack and dies in front of you, he shits and pisses himself.
Yeah. That's why they always say
boy.
like when they find suicides, like people will dress themselves up like nicely to kill themselves, and they'll take a ton of sleeping pills, and when they die, the like paramedics will find them and they'll just be a wreck because everything all your muscles just go, and everything just comes
They
out.
just go.
They just
Just like the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, I think we've touched on some really pertinent
All right.
topics here. We touched on Desert Storm. We've touched on
9/11.
Shock and Awe, Colin Powell, Tora Bora.
By the way, if you two were tag team wrestling, like if you were tag
Sure.
team in wrestling, you would be Shock and Awe.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Why did anyone post 9/11 or post Iraq War ever do that in the
Really?
WWE?
Did nobody ever do it? I wouldn't put it past them. They did.
Do you
Toby
remember-
Keith released a song called Shock and Awe. So I don't know.
Do you remember there was a tag team that was like some terrorist. There was a whole terrorist thing.
Yeah.
Storyline in like early 2000s,
awesome.
and then it got like shut down immediately.
Yeah.
Those guys were like, dude, this is an awesome. Oh shit.
Oh fuck.
All right. People are still mad about this. First ever televised live event after 9/11 was WWE SmackDown.
Oh.
We needed to heal,
Yeah.
and that was the best way.
Wait,
to
no,
do
I guess it would have been Raw,
Like,
right?
people
That makes
in
more sense.
Spandex and
Oh,
oil.
yeah.
I thought we did. I think whatever. It wasn't live, but they did it.
Oh.
There was the first arena event after 9/11.
We've discussed Portillo as a suicide bomber before.
Yeah.
Specifically with zombies, but if say Al Qaeda was outside and they wanted a piece of us,
Yeah. We saw
Yeah.
the Wiener Dog?
would you be okay with me strapping explosives, IEDs type explosives to Portillo, knowing that if he sees a person, he's going to run right at him anyway. Then we just fucking open the cell phone, call it, and then it explodes.
Totally, I understand what you're saying. Here's my follow-up question. How dire is the situation? Is it like 4 dudes, Al Qaeda dudes, are in San Francisco?
I assume Al Qaeda's in the United States and they're here.
Is this turning the tides of the war
no,
in any way?
No. I don't think the war is.
But it's bad.
It's imminent. I don't know. I don't know.
The war is?
I mean, their assault on the apartment is imminent.
Okay, we gotta do it.
I love Portillo, but even if there was just someone outside that was mildly aggressive, I'd send a little.
Mildly aggressive.
Just someone was like, "Hey, you guys, you're talking too loud during your podcast." I'd be like, "Send out the dog."
And then you get the posthumous Medal of Honor.
That's
from Barack Obama.
That's hot.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, Obama's there. We have the like blown up painting of
they
Portillo.
put the flag over his coffin, but his coffin's so small the flag is just like all fucking.
They're like and it just like drapes over like a big like a cocktail party table. Oh my gosh. Colin, side note before we end your topic, which is fantastic. I watched a great documentary the other night about a guy named John Milius, who was a screenwriter in Hollywood for a very long time, and one of the first movies that he was
Red Dawn.
Yeah. Red Dawn, and it's
Apocalypse Now,
and Conan the Barbarian,
and Homefront.
It's on.
And he wrote Homefront.
He did, because he was broke, so he had to write that.
Did he do Clueless?
Clueless?
Was that not it?
That would be awesome if John Milius wrote Clueless.
Threw me for so I had never followed Milius' career. I'd kind of you heard him here and there, but the documentary is fascinating. You should watch it.
I saw the it's on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Or Amazon?
Milius.
Yeah, I saw that and I think I added it to my queue. For years, you probably never noticed I had a picture of John Milius on my desk.
I did not.
He has
a cigar and he has a shotgun over his shoulder and a cigar.
He's crazy. He was crazy.
He's awesome, dude. He's awesome.
Yeah.
When you wrote Apocalypse Now and
Red
Dawn,
there's a great part of the documentary that talks about. So he went to SC obviously during the 70s when everything was very very political, like everything was politically energized, and there was a lot of hippies, and they had these peace signs, buttons that said Nirvana Now, and to piss them off, he took a bunch of them, flipped the peace sign into a bomber, and wrote Apocalypse Now. And that's where apparently he got the title from, which is fascinating.
Awesome. I didn't know. I was reading those J.W. Rinsler books, which I've talked about on here about Star Wars, and apparently George Lucas and Milius were like friends, and like did they go over that?
Yeah, because they all went to SC.
And apparently Lucas
was all those guys, and he wrote all the movies.
Apparently Lucas was supposed to direct Apocalypse Now.
He was.
Ended up doing
they go into it. I'm not going to spoil it for you. But you should watch the documentary because they have this great. Because Lucas has this great. It's fantastic.
Awesome. Yeah, I've been meaning to watch it. That's a good idea. Maybe I'll do that tonight.
Cool.
All right, my topic. It goes like this: if you could have you order it offline for free, you're getting one free. What would the car be from a movie? Any car from any movie you can have now.
Does it have to just be movie or can it be TV? Can we open it up to TV?
We'll do one. You only get one movie car,
one movie and one TV
car, and then you have to pick between them. Okay. I'll go first with my movie car. I'll think about my TV.
We'll do the movie car.
Movie car obviously is the Ecto 1. I want the Ecto 1. And
where are you gonna park that?
We're gonna suck.
No, you're gonna park that thing.
I'm saying in the
can't
movie,
park
like
that thing
it's like not supposed to be.
But then they fix it up. They fix it up.
Yeah.
But like the thing about the Ecto 1 is impractical.
You're not gonna park it anywhere.
I didn't mean it as a pejorative.
I would roll with you in the Ecto 1 though, because there's so much space in that.
Right. Oh yeah. There's plenty of space.
We can lay down in the back. We can cuddle.
It's the Miller Meteorite. It's the combo ambulance hearse deal. It's huge. It's big. Beautiful. I've thought many a time about restoring one. I used to talk about it with my dad all the time.
That would be amazing, actually.
It would be. The problem is living in San Francisco, nowhere to park.
So what if we did this when this show gets huge?
Yeah,
we're on the cusp.
Right, we're right there.
6, 7, 18 more years, and we are cherried out.
Yeah. We're huge.
We buy an Ecto 1, painted just like Ghostbusters, but instead of the Ghostbusters sign, it's that.
Right no, that's terrible. We're gonna put that on the door. We're gonna look like a bunch of idiots.
You're I think we're gonna look like a bunch of idiots anyway for driving around the Ecto 1.
Here's my 2 Ecto 1 stories.
Okay.
Number 1.
I love that you have 2 Ecto 1 stories.
I'll start with the most recent one. Is that we all know I hate Muni here in San Francisco,
no
right?
one likes Muni.
So I always get to the point, that cusp of, do I want to buy a car? Is it time to buy a car again?
Do it.
It's such an unnecessary expense. Right?
I know that's that's why it hasn't happened. Is because insurance, car payment, it's not gas,
and work pays for our Muni Pass.
Exactly, I'm with you on all these things. But when I get really desperate, I'd come to the conclusion of what I would do is buy a Mini Cooper. Because it's a small car, you can park anywhere.
I already have one.
Christine's got one. I don't have one. But stick with me though. What I would do is get the Mini Cooper, you get the white one, and then I would pay them to put the Ghostbusters logos on the doors in the back, and then just have a black top. I don't want to go put lights on it and everything else because people try to break them off. But when I started thinking it through and I said people will try to break them off, it dawned on me that I don't have garage parking here, so I'm parking on the street. I'd be every shithead kid in the neighborhood would be running up trying to write shit on my car.
Yep, 100%.
Also, I want to blend in sometimes. I don't need every time I go to the movies in the store be that guy.
You can get magnets made
Nick,
they do.
Nick.
You put the magnets on the car.
Yeah, I'm aware. Yeah.
So you take them off and you come out.
Yeah, I'm not going to fucking half-ass my already half-assed.
I love that would be part of your process in the morning too. You'd like get up, gotta go to work. Is it an
Ecto one day? It's an Ecto one day. Slap
Guys,
on.
I am feeling it today.
So Ecto 1 is for your movie.
Yeah.
But do you have a television car or are you just gonna go with Ecto 1?
No, I'm not gonna pull one of those and do like a real Ghostbusters Ecto one. I'm not gonna pull that. I hadn't thought that far. My other Ecto 1 story though.
Oh, you have another Ecto 1.
As a kid, my parents would always say, "Oh yeah, when you get to be old enough, we'll fix up and do that and yada 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 yada." And of course, it never happened because that's stupid things you say to stupid kids, right? But one time in college, we were playing our drinking game Caps, and I had had a few. And my dad was visiting, and he was playing Caps with us. And I brought this up and said something like, "Oh yeah," and that never happened. And my dad was all like, to my friend roommate, he's just like, help pay for school. I do all these different things, pay for school, do all this, help him. And this is the thing he calls me, and I was like, oh, I'm such an asshole. And like immediately apologized, like I was joking. I didn't mean like that. I felt really bad.
And then you haven't talked to your dad ever again.
Never talked to him again.
He won't answer his calls.
Talk to me that way in front of my friends, old man. Pop, get out. Find your own lodging.
Break your hip.
Find your own
Break that hip off.
Yeah. So let me think on a car. I don't have or from TV. I don't have a car TV. So
Well, the only reason I say car from TV is because the car that I've always wanted. By always, I mean when I was a kid. This was the car that for me was just like the end-all be-all car. Was Magnum PI's Ferrari.
Really?
That thing was
I could
so...
have sworn he was going to go Kit.
That's the only car I can think of from TV that's impressive.
No, dude. I mean,
Voice
Kit,
of Feeney,
Kit
by the
was-
way.
Kit was badass.
Did you know he was voiced by Feeney?
I did not, but it makes sense now that you say it. That's awesome. Cool car. I think it was a Camaro, maybe. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Magnum PI had a Ferrari, okay? Yeah. And he would just hop into it without opening the door. Because Tom Selleck was so tall that he could just like lift himself up and like put himself into the car and then roll out and hang out with whatever girl was there on that episode that day. I wanted that lifestyle. A lot of the time materialistic things just kind of sell you on a lifestyle that you're never going to have. But I honestly think if I had that Ferrari and that estate, I could have that lifestyle. I don't have his body or his hairline or that amazing mustache.
You could easily have a good mustache if you shaved all that shit off.
Should I do Movember? I hate Movember.
Where you grow? No, because you already have it.
No,
it's not
you
impressive.
cut it. You cut it. Just
to be a mustache, yeah. In November for prostate
I can't do
cancer.
it. I'm not gonna do it. I'll do it if you do it.
I can't. This is the best I can even do.
Your mustache would be disgusting.
Oh, it would be the worst.
It would be
like that kid in 5th grade that was in your class that had a mustache already, and you're like, how the? And your dad would be like, that's because he's shaving before he's ready to do it. And I'd be really horrified, and I wouldn't want to shave, and I'd be afraid of razors. That never happened. That's just what I was thinking.
Right.
That's how you thought the conversation with your father would go?
No, that really did happen.
I think as far as movies are concerned, the only one that really comes to mind is the DeLorean from Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Ryan McCaffrey really had one of those.
I know. And I always thought they were cool cars, but then I don't know what it was about me. I was a very pragmatic kid. People were like, no, they're not very good. And that company's out of
they're
business.
supposed to be shit.
And I was like, oh, I don't want that car because I don't want. I'm gonna hemorrhage dollars trying to fix this thing up all the time, which apparently is very true. Still a cool looking car, probably the most unique.
The
thing
doors
ever.
are so cool.
Yeah, they're awesome.
That's what they had.
So those would be my two picks. I mean, they're kind of either a close second, the white Testarossa from Miami Vice, that Don Johnson used to roll.
Don Johnson was the
Crockett
fucking
Tubbs, man. They had because they had the Ferraris that were like the most ornate Ferraris, the ones with the giant like fins on the side of the doors that were like almost like depending on what light, either the most hideous thing you've ever seen or like just immediately drop your panties. I'm getting in that car.
Yeah,
like it's Don
Why'd
Johnson.
you have to take off your panties to get in the car?
Because that's what it warrants.
Wow,
that's what it begs. It's an all white Testarossa. Like,
I love Miami Vice.
Get with it.
I think I'm getting this right. I'm pretty sure
I
that's
think the age of
Testarossa.
good TV or good cars on TV is gone. I can't think of any that I would be like I've ever been like, oh yeah.
No, because all the cars are the sponsorships now, right? It's all Ford. So
Sure.
Ford just sponsors everything. Like 24, okay, Ford. That's it.
So I have two cars, and by the way, I'm terrified of driving, so I'm not gonna actually drive either of them. The first one is the Batmobile, and I'm surprised no one said this.
Which one? Give me a
Specifically
version.
George Clooney's Batmobile.
Oh my god!
Specifically
From Batman and Robin's
Batman, yeah.
Batmobile.
Yes.
That's the worst.
It's you're exposed
I know
the whole time.
It
You
is
get
the worst.
shot in
I
the
just wanted to say
head.
to make you mad. but the real best car was George Costanza's car when he bought John Voight's car in Seinfeld.
Driving around in John Voight's car.
Yeah, so that's the car I would go for. Is
That's
the car
pretty amazing.
specifically with the pencil in the glove compartment that has the bite marks on it that then he brings to a party and shows a dentist friend of his if he thinks that this is John Voight's bite marks. But then the guy puts the pencil in his mouth. That's the whole thing. So yeah, John Voight's car.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
At least it's original. Ecto 1.
You're always telling me how original for liking Ghostbusters as much as I like Ghostbusters.
Yeah, it's true. Is
There's not many ghost heads like me.
that what you're called?
Yeah,
That's
that's what we call
Tim.
each other. That's what we
Tim,
call
can I
ourselves.
guess your
Go
car?
for it.
I'm gonna go with the purple GTO from Fast and Furious.
No.
Really?
No.
You wouldn't go with Dom's car?
No.
Dom's car's that black muscle car.
I
No,
would
he
go.
had the purple GTO for a while. He had
Oh,
a
did he?
GTO.
Did he? Is that what he's known for?
You and your amazing haircut. Look at how clean
it's a
cut
good
and tight
haircut.
you look.
This is the best part about doing Up at Noon before this show is that I get makeup and hair for
It
this
looks
show too.
Really good. It looks really good.
I want to give a shout out to the
Thanks,
Mona
Lex.
Lisa, which is Han's car.
Oh,
In
that was
Tokyo.
my close second.
Yeah. My movie car, hands down, the magic carpet from Aladdin. Oh, it
the
counts.
fuck?
It definitely
That does
counts.
not count.
It counts specifically
Disney
because
shit.
It's
When
like
I was younger-
a sentient being.
we had a carpet
Yeah,
that looked like
slavery.
it, and we put it on my friend's car, and then we got on top of it and drove around, and that's a true story.
How are you alive?
Playing
How are you
Whole New
still
World,
alive?
blasting from the car.
Does that
below
count
us.
as ghost?
Are you
riding
asking
the web?
how he's? Let me just ask you a quick question, okay?
Yeah.
Because you asked him how he's still alive, and I really want clarification on this. Are you asking how Tim's still alive because you felt like he would fall off the top of the car when he was doing this, or are you wondering if Tim's still alive because someone around him didn't beat the living shit out of him for doing that?
I'll be
I
honest with
believe you
you.
would have got your ass kicked for doing
When
something
you
like
first
that.
started that, I was leaning heavily toward option one, but now I'm going option two. No, Tim, every single story you have is either the most asinine,
We got trapped on a roof.
dangerous.
Yeah.
We got trapped on a roof. I had to jump a 50-foot gap to a branch. Some guy came after
feet.
me, and my dad killed him. Like, I just don't understand how you're still living.
Hey, so the extension of this story is I had my friends I had poster boards that would have like pyramids on it, and it said Egypt, and then another one had the Eiffel Tower, and I had a bunch of monuments from around the world, and we drove around all
Were
the
you
different
filming this?
monuments.
Did you film
yes,
it?
of course I
Okay,
filmed.
okay.
Where
Of course
is
it's
the
all on
footage of
video.
this?
Oh, it's so good.
This
I'll
can make
show
us
you
big
later.
bucks, Tim.
But
I'll buy it.
yeah,
That's
I'll
really
buy the
good.
rights to your.
So Whole New World's playing as
Laden
we're
fanfic.
cruising around the world. I'm a genius.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
That's
So-
one word for it.
Yeah. So there's
One
that.
word
The easiest answer is Optimus Prime, but I don't want
That's
Optimus
another.
Prime.
All your things are slavery.
No. I want Jazz.
Jazz
The
is
Transformer
badass.
Jazz, because he's a G and he likes Earth and he plays hip hop music.
So you want to
And I
own a
like
person.
hip-hop
You want to
music.
own
No,
a sentient.
I want to be
being.
cool. I want it'd be a cool friendship and stuff would be good.
Okay.
Now, this doesn't count as movie or TV. It's a commercial car, but I want it more than anything. I want the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. Because that thing, when people see that down the street,
It's happiness.
that's what power looks like.
Yeah.
I applied.
That
to,
is what power looks like. That's a great point.
I applied to drive the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile.
I
Came to school touring because they like take you on. You take summer vacation and go do it.
Oh my god! If you get it though, if you win the right, Greg, you got to take it on a joyride.
I
It's
had-
worth the prison time.
I had friends. I remember my brother's ex-wife had two friends that they did that. They drove it around for like 3 months. or
Yeah, that's what you
something
do.
like
You
that.
do it
It's
in 3-month
ridiculous.
shifts. Yeah.
That's
It's
so I
crazy.
came across it 3 times in my life. I am blessed for those opportunities. One was recent with my good friend Kevin, and it was in front of us.
Big
and
Kev.
we
Shout out to
stopped what we were doing, which was very important. I think we might have been on the way to Chick-fil-A at that point.
Oh, that is important. That's essential.
And we just were like, fuck this, we're following him. And we followed him for way too long until we decided we should stop following him.
Because it's creepy.
Yeah.
Tailing it.
But like,
And
we,
that
we
story-
wanted to know where he was
That
going.
story should have ended with you getting arrested and somehow killed or executed, but it doesn't because you're Tim.
Yeah.
It's just kind of
But
charming. You kind of
this
charm
would
your
be-
way out of it.
They told stories of that when they were like, they were telling, you're talking about the job with people of like, they'd go to movies or whatever because they're traveling across the country, so they have all the time in the world to kill when they're not in events. And they're going to movies and come out and like there's a million people outside of their car and they have to like talk and be like sociable. That's how it would be with the Ecto One, either the real Ecto One or the Ecto One Mini Cooper.
The first
I'll
time
buy
I
like-
saw him,
I don't think that's how it would be with
I was a
the
little
Ecto One
kid.
Mini Cooper.
It
It
came
would
out and gave me a
totally.
little
I'd be that
whistle.
guy.
Maybe, I had the whistle.
Yeah.
I had the whistle. Yeah.
Love that.
So
whistle.
wait, what? The Ecto One isn't it like a Ford Taurus?
The Ecto what?
It's a Cadillac. It's
Cadillac.
It's a
right.
giant
No, I'm
ambulance
thinking-
hearse.
I'm-
mix.
was a hearse.
Well, it's a Miller Meteorite mix. Anyways,
That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking of that.
1959.
I'm thinking of that form factor. So
sure,
it's
but I mean,
it's
a
very-
Taurus isn't that
Yeah,
big.
no, you're right.
Yeah, this thing's a boat.
So we can't. How expensive could it possibly be to buy one of those?
Oh, it's not bad. No, I've looked
$200
into all this.
probably.
No, more than that.
$300 maybe.
No. Well, yeah,
Max,
no, more than that.
$350.
300 max.
That's as high as I'll go.
Kelly's Blue Book.
I'm gonna change my movie. My mind was too easy. That was too much of a gimme. The I almost said DMX. The DeLorean.
DMX.
I'm calling it. I'm gonna go with the Aston Martin from Casino Royale.
I was
'Cause
surprised that
car
you didn't go with James Bond.
Was amazing, and actually that's probably the one car that I'm like, if I could have the car, that's the car. Just in general. God, it was cool. And then he wrecks it at the end.
You know what I want?
That
You know,
would be
like the
mine.
car I really like authentically,
got it.
like realistically would want. The last couple of years, Cadillac's been making some fucking sweet ass, like just beautiful sedans with these amazing interiors. I want an American car.
Yeah.
And Cadillacs are just so classy. They're a little more truncated and tighter now. They're not so like the
They're not as
boaty.
big. See, I miss
parked in
that.
Here.
I miss when my grandmother had a Cadillac.
Oh my
and
God.
every time I got into it, I would you have to cross yourself because you're like, shit, this is gonna be the day. I know, I can feel it. She's gonna drive us off a damn bridge.
Oh yeah,
And there was not a single bridge in Riverside where I grew up, but I knew somehow it was gonna happen.
Did you like my tweet for you today? By the way,
Yes. Which one was your tweet today? You've been doing some amazing tweets.
My by the way, speaking of old grandma cars, my grandma drove a Buick around. I swear to God, that thing was 1/10 of a mile long.
Yeah, my
It was like
grandma drove
unbelievable.
Buicks,
Like you
too.
had to like take the mile long. She had to like
it's a
go into the
fucking
driveway, take it right to the driveway. You have to like go left and like fucking pull it into the drive. It was like so ridiculous.
That is amazing.
My favorite was when we were leaving Portillo's once, grandma driving, and she turned a left onto a one-way street and was coming at oncoming traffic leaving the Portillo's that Linda now works at.
Oh, wow.
That was a very
That
good
happens
tweet.
way too often. The whole, we're accidentally going the wrong way on a one-way. And that feeling is
happened
so
maybe
unique.
I
That
saw
was
someone do
maybe-
that in LA today on Figueroa in downtown LA. He just came out of a parking lot and it went like this. Oh shit, and just took off as the light was at like the 5 lanes were coming toward him. And I was like, ballsy, because you got to commit. At that point, you got.
Wait, he committed to going at them?
It was the corner of Figueroa and 9th, and the light was red here. It was like 5 cars deep, just all this down. This guy comes out of his parking lot, realizes the mistake, and instead of turning around as the cars start going, he just floors it and turns right on.
Oh,
9th
nice,
Street.
nice. Okay.
It was well done.
That's
I was like,
ballsy.
you got to do it.
Did you like the tweet?
It was a good tweet. Yeah.
What was the tweet today?
Just something about how
I hail from a place called the Inland Empire. It's not as cool as it sounds.
That's nice. That's really good. That's really
the
good.
Inland Empire sounds like a cool place.
It does. It's not. It's not cool. Although people are like coming to the.
I read about it though last night. I read quite a bit about it, and there's a lot of.
You wasted your time.
So I have a little knowledge now about it.
That's fine.
But I didn't realize it was so big. Your hometown is like 300,000 people.
It's not small.
That's a substantial city. Yeah. That's like Boston's like.
Feels smaller.
Isn't Boston like five? Isn't San Francisco like 500,000? So you're like your city is.
Well, yeah, but San Francisco is only 7 by 7. Like Riverside's
true.
big. Like the problem with the Inland
That's a
Empire
good
is the
point.
farther out you go, the more spread out it is. So like San Bernardino County is like the next county over, I think, and it's just the biggest thing on the. I think it's the biggest county in like
Who
the
named
United
it the
States.
Inland Empire?
I don't.
The inland people when they came and took it over.
They have a magazine called Inland Empire. Maybe they were just
You
like,
think that's
what's
what
the
came
name of it?
first?
They were like, it's a really good name. It's catchy. It sounds very dominant, though, right? It does sound like
It sounds like you guys
shock
are like.
troopers should be coming for you at night.
It's not. You sound like an isolationist empire that that just doesn't get involved in other people's
Inland,
affairs.
because we're inland.
Yeah. Don't bother us. We
got a big
we
wall.
want commerce, no war.
We take no sides in any
That's amazing.
skirmish.
Love it.
All right.
Tim,
Yes.
what do you got for me this week?
If you could trade dicks with
Jesus
anybody,
Christ.
who would you trade dicks with? Now, before you guys answer. No, hold on. You answered way too soon.
Okay.
You can't name the dick of a dick you've seen or know about.
Well, that's gonna limit a lot of things.
I know.
For Greg.
It's true.
So you can't name dicks that you know the size of, or it doesn't have to be about size, the quality of. And
So have
you can't just be like, I'm good. You got to trade.
So, my follow-up question. I can't have seen the dick.
Nope.
But what about a dick that, like, I'm going to go straight to fellow Mizzou grad John Hamm, who, like, they made a big deal
they
about
say
that
he's
one
got a
time.
big one.
And they had, like, photos of him, and he was all mad at these people. By
It's got a Twitter feed.
But
Does
you
it?
know how
Think
big
so.
it is because people talk about it.
I don't know.
And he doesn't wear underwear, so like there's all
Yeah.
these pictures of him.
Right.
Yeah.
So does that count? Because I'm taking John Hamm's dick if I can.
I mean, I want it to be somebody that there's
So I have
mystique
no-
about
I
it.
have
you have
no
no
recollect-
idea.
okay,
Just
okay.
you know what? That guy got a good dick.
Okay. I immediately jumped to Hugh Jackman.
Ooh.
He's got everything else going on. I imagine he's got a nice dick. He's a stellar gentleman. Maybe some of his talent will come with his dick.
I can only assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now here's my next question. Sometimes people say, you got a gut. You lose some of your dick to the gut.
It's true.
Am I getting the dick as if it's coming off of a perfectly like exercised Hugh
No,
Jackman?
it's still going into you.
So I still lose some of it with my gut.
You're gonna lose an
Yeah.
inch to two.
Inch to two.
I mean, that's I'm
Who's
not
doing the
I'm
dick
not-
math on how much a gut
I'm not
takes
measuring.
over?
Like I'm not pushing in, or I'm not going for the taint, or I'm not going to measure you down there. But I'm assuming that you're going to lose a half an inch at least.
That sounds
Half
more
an inch,
reasonable.
not an inch to two.
I don't know. I don't know how. Like
I don't know.
you gotta push in.
It's hard.
You gotta push in that little tiny, a little tiny pillow area you got down there, and see
Yeah, but
what you're dealing with.
You suck in anyways, when you.
Yeah,
shove
but
the
this
goods.
is like the actual, just like the fat around, like it's the bush around the tree, so to speak. But like if you start to lose that, you see more of the root, you see more of the tree base.
Oh yeah.
See what I'm saying? I go, and here's why, because that kid's probably seen more action in like 3 weeks than I see in my entire life.
But see, this is the point. This
Well, you're
doesn't
not
make it
gonna have
exactly. You don't get the memories with the dick.
you do.
The brain's in your head.
But I feel like here's my deal.
you.
I feel like
Sense memory.
Women-
from his dick.
here's the thing. I feel like women wouldn't keep coming back to him unless he was packing like a howitzer down there. Like
I don't like this
shock and awe.
I don't like this assumption though, right? Like, I think that you work with what you have, right? And I consider myself well endowed. I'm half Italian, like I've said.
Sure.
The Italian's down there.
Not up here.
No,
It's down there.
but you hear stories and get anecdotal evidence from especially women if you talk to them, about their experiences, that it really is more about what you do with it than what you have.
Do they like it when
And
you
there's such
make
a thing
it
as
into a
too
puppet?
big. There's such a thing as too big.
They don't. None of them like that.
Man, why don't they like that?
I just want to find somebody that likes that.
Why can't people like that? It's funny. Women don't understand our obsession with our penises, by the way. You understand that, right? Like,
Yeah.
we'll never get them to understand that. We'll never get them to understand why we obsess about it. Not obsess, but like, it's a thing that's we think about and are proud of, because it's like having a toy permanently affixed to our body,
Yeah.
right? My wife just doesn't get
the
it.
thing with that though is that's my answer to this question. It's not about size. It's not about anything. It's the entertainment factor. It's what
Yeah.
you just said for them to get it. And I feel like there's no better answer than Will Smith,
Oh, wow.
Big Willie himself.
But wouldn't
like that.
wouldn't that be a little weird for you because you're a white guy? Like like they
No,
look down and be
it's
like,
always-
what's going on down there? 'Cause
No, it's a little darker than the rest of my body.
You wouldn't
Really
care.
pale.
It's a good story for anybody who sees that dick. What's wrong with your dick?
Yeah.
Oh, it's actually Will Smith's. We just had a trade in a weird podcast.
Yeah, that would
Freaky Friday shit
that
thing
would
that
suck
happened.
for Will Smith.
It wouldn't be great for Will Smith.
No,
He's
not
got
at
a
all.
good story too.
Yeah,
He's already had a bunch of
terrible
kids. What does
story.
he care?
I don't know. I mean,
He's
I'm
also
sure he
Will
would do
Smith.
good things.
You could just buy another one.
Yeah. I saw
could
that
buy
7
another
pounds.
I mean,
movie.
like, you work with what you got. Like, I'm fine with what I got, but I'd be lying if like there wasn't times where I was having sex with my girlfriend
Girlfriend.
and she didn't look at me and go like, "Wow, your dick reminds me of
Will Smith.
choosing Mario in Mario Golf."
Wow.
It's just like
What the fuck does that mean?
5 out of 10 power, 5 out of 10 speed.
This
5 out of 10
conversation has
swing.
never happened.
It's average.
Absolutely never happened. But
What would you do
I
if Kara
wanted
actually
to.
said that? You'd be like, what
What would I do if
what would be
Kara
more
was
shocking?
on top of me and she's just like, "Oh man, your dick reminds me of Mario from Mario
what
Golf."
would be more shocking?
Mario
that,
Golf's good. I don't know.
that
Mario's
she was
good at Mario Golf.
Was she was
It's like
criticizing
5
your
out of
penis?
5 out of 10 for everything.
What would be more shocking to you, that she was criticizing your penis, or that she actually knew that Mario was a 5 out of 10 for everything in Mario Golf?
He's not a 5 out of 10.
It's
in
not-
Mario Golf. You're underselling Mario.
Isn't he in the sports games? Isn't Mario just like average and everything?
I thought Mario was always like the best character in everything that was in Nintendo.
No,
I thought he was in
Mario's
Mario Kart.
the average like Joe of all of the games. Even
He's
in
the
Smash.
most evenly balanced, isn't he?
Yeah,
Oh,
balanced.
Smash is
Exactly.
different.
Well,
though.
Smash is different, but-
he's balanced in Smash too. He's a little quick, not too quick.
I don't like
A little
him in
powerful,
Smash.
not too powerful.
No, I don't like him in Smash because like his Fran plays him in Smash, and it just
I
it's annoying
actually
to me.
towards the
You have never played Smash Bros with us, and it annoys
I'm
me.
actually pretty good at Smash.
I know.
And I was when Smash came to Wii, especially, I was fucking obsessed with it. And I actually use the ice climbers, and I'm fucking baller with the ice
Dude,
climbers.
Andre
but-
Seegers used to use the ice climbers, and it used to piss me off.
They're tough, man. But towards the tail end of my obsession with it, I started using Mario because I actually really enjoyed it, and day to day too. But I like the random ass characters. That's just
I know.
how I roll. It's funny. My girlfriend always yells at me when we're like laying around watching TV because we're talking about our obsessions with our penises, right, or whatever. And like you don't even think about it most of the
But
time.
you're probably are you touching it?
We're talking about the obsession with the penis.
Yeah,
right?
we're
Okay.
talking, yeah. But we're talking about that here right now.
Yeah,
But
the sentence structure wasn't helping.
Yeah,
right
no,
there for a
I
second.
don't actually write for a living.
Because I would like to know if Cheryl starts talking about all of our penises.
No.
That would be amazing.
That would be a little weird.
Just text me.
she'll,
Just
like,
text me.
we'll
I'll
just
feel
be
happy.
laying there like watching TV or whatever, and she'll be like, "Can you stop? Can you get your hands off your dick?"
It's there.
And I'm just like, my hands are just down, and I'm like,
You're
I don't know. I'm not even, like
Yeah,
it
it
happens.
just
I'm like, oh, I'm
happens.
sorry.
You're just
Like,
making sure that everything's stacked.
exactly. Like you just
in
sometimes you just
order.
have to hold it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to cradle it.
It's the best part of your body.
Yeah.
Now, here's
As
the
a
thing.
guy, it's the
Imagine
best
if
part
you
of
had
your
Will
body.
Smith's. That would just
Oh.
make it even
You'd
better.
have to put
I would
both-
never let go of that thing.
Yeah, I don't know. You're
That's
making
true.
assumptions though. You've never seen.
No,
it.
I think he's
I-
making the assumption that he has a celebrity's dick.
It's-
I don't think he's making an assumption on size, girth, anything.
No
like
size,
that.
no girth. I know that's a good dick. He's a
What
nice
about
guy.
Morgan?
It's produced
what about, like,
two
Morgan
amazing
Freeman's dick?
entertainers.
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman's dick.
Nah,
No,
nah.
no.
I'm
Not as
thinking.
much.
I'm thinking of someone interesting here. I want to, one of the coolest people I think about is the most interesting man in the world, Jonathan Goldsmith, the guy that plays on the Dos Equis commercials.
Mm-hmm.
And if that character is true to form, because that guy is basically supposed to just be a playboy.
Yeah,
Right.
everything. He does everything perfectly.
Like, that would be a pretty intriguing proposition because certainly he makes love really well, right?
Yeah.
And like the women talk
His
to
tool
each
is
other. And
perfect for the job.
exactly. I
But
just
this
feel like,
again is back to using what you got. Even if I had the Dos Equis guy's dick, I wouldn't have his sexual
See,
prowess
I think that I would no,
and
but
knowledge.
see, my thing is, I think I would want to just take the chance of someone that I thought was trading up. As far as like you're talking about the cachet of being able to be like, yes, it's 5 shades darker than the rest of my body, but it's because it's Will Smith's. I don't care about that. I don't want to say where it came from. I just want women to look down there and be like, what is that? The Chrysler Building? Where did you get that thing from?
But
It's amazing.
this is the thing: you're getting the random draw.
You get the random drop.
You're
This
putting
one's-
your quarter in
it's
the machine,
dangerous.
cranking the wheel.
That's
and
why I'm
seeing
playing
what's
it. I'm either gonna go.
oh my god.
No. See, the Donkey Kong. That's just all power.
That thing is yeah.
Yeah. I don't
It's like a
want
mule.
that.
They call it the mule.
Out of people we know, I do want to give a shout out to. I can guarantee you, has just the best.
Do you think it's probably perfect?
It's perfect.
All right.
We're not talking size here. We're just talking like
Just form,
perfect
factor.
size, perfect.
There's
form.
there's a fallacy to Tim's argument though, specifically about Will Smith, which is if you tell a woman like I have Will Smith's dick, are they gonna believe you? Like, is this a universe where they understand that you got a dick from someone else and
Hold on,
traded
hold on.
with them?
I want to make this clear.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're misunderstanding. I wouldn't tell people I have Will Smith's
Oh,
dick.
okay.
They would just know.
Oh.
Will Smith is just that guy.
Why? Because it was like every time we had sex, we would play "Welcome to Miami."
Yeah,
Pretty
that's
much.
what I was
It's a great song.
Bienvenido a Miami. It's like, what do you? What?
Yeah.
Where's that music coming from?
No,
Like,
they would just
coming
know.
from Will
like
Smith's
Will
dick.
Smith is quite possibly the most charismatic man in
Yes.
the universe.
He's a badass. His sons,
Imagine his dick.
his son and daughter are very talented too.
Mm-hmm.
Sad.
They
I mean,
came from that.
it
That's
annoys
why,
me.
yeah.
Yeah, straight
He
from it.
spit him out. He just put.
God,
You sure did.
He spit him out. He jammed him out.
I understand the references you're making.
Okay,
He
All
jammed
right.
a lot of them out, but only one of them took.
it's true.
Well,
There's
two
a lot
of
of,
them. No,
a lot
he's
of
got two.
casualties. I'm just saying at a time.
Oh, okay.
A lot of casualties.
Is there
Millions
somebody
of them.
that you would not want to trade with?
Probably
I mean,
Greg.
pretty
just
much
because
anybody. I don't want to do this
I
at
wouldn't-
all.
I wouldn't want Greg's just because then it would be awkward because if it were like I wouldn't want anyone that is in this immediate circle because if it was better than mine,
Wouldn't
I
you?
would know.
Yeah.
And then
if
if
it's
it
worse than
wasn't, I would probably lord that over one of you guys for the rest of your
Well,
life.
you
But
can't. 'Cause you're stuck with it then.
but you would know because then you'd have mine,
Yeah.
and you'd be like, so it would suck.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like no one with the other. It's just not going to work out.
Here's an interesting thing. Picture in your mind's eye one of those Yahtzee kind of cups, right? And you got the kind of Yahtzee cup, and you put
Shaking
it on the
it
ground,
up.
but it's a little bigger, and in it is all 4 of our dicks.
Yeah.
And you kind of just shook it up, and then everyone had to reach in and take one of the dicks, but you don't know which dick you're getting. So everyone has someone else's dick at this table, but you don't know whose dick it is. How would you feel about that?
I would know exactly whose dicks you are.
Would you?
Like, oh, 100%.
Would you?
Tim's would be kind of rosy. Greg's would smell like chicken wings. And yours would be like a chicken parm. It would just look like a chicken parm, I imagine it.
It looks very Italian.
I bet it does. It probably looks exactly like mine.
What does
I
that
might
mean?
not be able to see differentiate between the two of ours.
I don't want to get too vulgar, so I'm not going to get.
Okay.
Let me ask you
Okay,
guys this
probably
question though. If all of them were lined up on a table and our significant others came in, do you think they'd be able to pick?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't think my wife would be able to. She'd
Greg
be
would be
like,
the shriveled up old one. Christine would be like, "Yep, that's it."
That one hasn't been used in a
Why
while.
is it the old one?
Like, I thought I was the old guy.
Because you got Sir Ian McKellen's fucking dick.
True story. I've already done this deal with someone. I got Sir Ian McKellen.
That'd be badass.
Yeah,
That's an awesome
that's a good one.
I got Magneto's penis.
Yeah.
Fassbender would be amazing too because I bet he's. I mean, I know he's hung. I've seen it, but that's
that doesn't count then.
Okay.
Yeah, what
Yeah.
movie was it?
That was Shame.
Oh, yeah.
Good movie.
I do not want dick. I want to put that out there. I want everyone to know.
Why not?
Just don't.
He's a tall dude.
I just don't want his dick.
Okay.
All right.
Is God's work done here?
Yes.
We are mentioning way too many people on this show lately, but that's completely okay.
Nick,
Yes.
what's your
I
topic?
got a couple. Before I start, I want to give a couple shout outs, some happy birthdays for everyone. One, Sergius for real. I think I've just slaughtered your name.
real.
He's turning 32 today. He says, Nick, can you wish your homeboy a longtime fan a happy birthday? Turning 32 today. Beyond.
Beyond.
So happy birthday. Second of all the signals. Richie, happy B-Day. Turning 20. It's a good year. You're
It
about
is.
1 year away.
20 was a fucking really good year.
And then
Really
last but not least, D Silversides
D. Snyder?
said, at Nick
Probably
Scarpino, I need a sultry Scarpino ringtone or alarm clock.
Oh man.
So here it goes.
All right, here you go, baby. Quiet.
It's time to wake up. That's it.
That's good. That's good.
Just
I want
repeat
one of
that
those.
every.
Yeah, that was good. If that didn't come through, let me know. We'll do another one.
No,
Because
that came through.
kind of wonked out a little bit. My topic's very simple. So when I used to go to my sister-in-law lives up in Tahoe, and my wife and I used to have this fun tradition they do. Like they'd come down and we'd go up there and visit, and we'd always have this fun tradition where whoever went got to pick the breakfast cereal that we would eat for the rest of the trip. Now, inevitably, what would happen was this:
Yeah.
we would go to the Safeway, and at first it was like, oh, it's going to take 5 seconds. But when you can pick as many as you want because you're there for like a few days. So you can take,
And you're an adult.
and there's 4 of you. And you know you're not going to eat it just for breakfast, right? You know that at night you're going to go in for a bowl of cereal. So my wife and I legitimately spent like an hour and a half at a Safeway just walking up and down the aisle trying to pick the perfect like 2 to 3 cereals. So what is your guys' perfect cereal if you could only have one?
Fruity Pebbles.
No.
Fruity Pebbles.
I love Fruity
No.
Pebbles.
No,
They're the worst.
No, they're not
Fruity
the
Pebbles.
worst, but they're not the
Yeah,
best.
they're not the worst.
When I
They're
used
far from
They're the worst because they immediately get soggy and then it's just a mush.
Well, see, there's your funny thing. I don't put milk on my cereal. So what I would do
That's
every
weird.
morning when I would go to the newspaper, I'd pour a giant Shakespeare's cup, a giant CJ's cup, like the ones we
What,
have.
you just bumped up in your
Yep.
mouth?
Drive to work, eating my cereal right out
See,
of
I'm,
the
I'm
thing.
down
I
with
never
that
thought of
too.
that.
But no, milk. You need the milk.
No, milk
That's-
sucks.
You need the right. The milk deal is a huge deal. It needs to be the right amount, not too much. I don't want my shit too dry.
Do
Don't want
you
my shit
have
too
yours
wet.
floating or do you just have it like you don't saturate it? Because I used to pour it to the point where it was almost like it has to be a ton of milk because I like the milk afterward.
I like it floating, but then I always push it down. I don't want it in my mouth.
Oh yeah,
unless
no,
it's-
you got it. You can't have it rough in the mouth.
No.
Can't.
I always throw the milk out when I'm done with the cereal.
Really?
No.
I don't drink the milk.
the best
You're not
part.
one of the slurpers?
No, you know how I feel about that. I don't like the slurping. I don't even like the noise or thinking about slurping. So I'm definitely not going to use the milk. I'm going to hit you guys with my favorite cereal, and this is going to surprise
Because
you.
I would like this to be the Game Over Greggy's official top 4 to 5 cereal list.
I mean, there's a lot of cereals I
because
like.
there's 4
Right?
of us, but Portillo gets one.
There's a
you
lot
get
of
to
cereals
vote.
I like, right? I'm gonna throw shout outs to Frankenberry. I'm gonna throw shout outs to
Damn.
Blueberry. You know,
Damn.
I got to throw shouts out to those. But my favorite cereal, honest to God, Honey Bunches of Oats with almonds.
Damn.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, that's good.
That's the
Like,
jam.
It's not
That's
the best,
jam.
but it's good.
No, it's good.
It's
I'm a
real.
big-
It's real good.
If we're giving shout outs, I want to give a shout out to Frosted Shredded Mini Wheats Strawberry.
Oh.
Interesting. See,
See,
that,
I don't like the
dry.
strawberries.
I almost don't count those as cereal.
What do you
It's a whole.
They're a meal?
I put those like a different food group. Like they're too big. Let me take that back. They're not too big. They're the right big.
Right.
But they're not cereal. That's
Okay.
like
The
eating
right bag.
granola bars in milk. You know.
They're so good though.
Yeah, they're
Like
delicious.
those are
Oh,
the
they're
ones.
good.
Those are the ones that I will eat those dry. I will pour a cup of those and eat them.
Yeah.
But growing up, I grew up in a household where my mom just didn't understand nutrition. Either that or she just completely neglected.
She did not give a
She
fuck.
just didn't care. Like seriously, for real. One time I was like, "Mom, I want to lose weight. Can you please stop buying soda?" And she was like,
Soda does make you fat.
"No." She was like, "Sure, I'll stop buying it. No problem." And then the next day I came and the fridge was stocked, and I was like, "What happened?" She was like,
You know what?
It was on sale."
You know what though? I want to just bring it just real quick to kind of empathize with you. I just feel like when we grew up, maybe not so. Maybe Tim too. He's a little younger, but like I just don't feel like anyone gave a fuck.
My mom didn't care.
Like I just don't feel like anyone gave a fuck. Like I don't really feel like I don't remember growing up when I was 89, 90, 91 eating cereal at the table before I'd go to elementary school, whatever. I don't remember anyone being like, "Did you have your grains today?" And your I'm like
the pyramid, the triangle of food groups.
I just feel like
trying to do this maze, Dad.
Dude, I don't remember anyone until the late 90s even giving a fuck about what you were eating. Like, and then it's suddenly this health and physical fitness craze happened. I just don't feel like it was there.
It wasn't, and that's why everyone in America is obese right now.
Dude, I didn't even know that running. Like people go running and jogging.
Yeah,
that wasn't even a thing.
Oh,
like,
I didn't.
35 years ago.
As far as I'm concerned, that's not
mystified that people do that to this day. I cannot believe that people do that for fun.
But I figured
recreation.
I had these fucking visions of like the colonial soldiers running around, staying fit. No one was running.
No,
that was like a thing that happened in the 70s. I had no idea that was actually true.
Steve Prefontaine made that popular when Nike's.
It's unbelievable.
Made both those things up. Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta give it to. I'm just gonna start throwing them out there. I don't know. I haven't even really thought about this list myself because sometimes my
Nick, my 10
top,
seconds ago you said I want this to be the official ranked list.
My dogs don't care.
All right, I'm gonna give you 3 then, but I'll give you them in ascending order. So I'm gonna go CT Crunch.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna go
CT for captain, right?
No.
Cinnamon
Toast Crunch.
Thank you.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I loved Golden Grams growing up. Do you remember those things?
Yeah.
I also put
They're
that
a
in
little
the weird
those
category.
things.
They were
You think it's a
weird.
weird? You don't think that's a real?
They're a little
cereal?
weaker. They're a little weaker. I don't know.
I'm gonna back up. There was something called Cookie Crisp. Remember
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
That's also
Cookie
in the
Crisp.
weird
that is in
category.
the weird
Does
category.
that not exist anymore?
It still
Oh,
does.
it does. It does.
I haven't
It
had
does.
Cookie Crisp in a while.
Honey Bunches of Oats were amazing as well. There's a random cereal at Trader Joe's right now, which is it's like a toffee something. It's the best thing on the planet. But my number one cereal, Captain Crunch with Crunch Berries. I just love. I don't like Captain Crunch. It's too much of that. But when you mix in the Crunch Berries, it becomes a beautiful flavor. Now my wife will kill me if I don't mention the Lucky Charms. You gotta have
Lucky Charms is essential. That's an essential.
But I never liked them because I always just wanted the marshmallows.
So, but here's the problem. That's what you want until you have it,
and then it's not. I know, and that's why it's too complex of a cereal. I wash my hands of it. I can't have it at all.
Yeah.
See,
the
to
poop,
me, like
green poop. You don't want the green poop.
You don't want the green poop.
Unless you want the green poop.
What's up?
green poop?
Wait,
Huh?
I
Would it
mean,
make you have a green poop? Gross.
The marshmallows?
did
Stop
we?
coughing on me.
I'm sorry. It's very dry today. Did anyone mention Fruit Loops?
No.
Fruit Loops are good. They're legit.
Yeah,
So,
but they're not on any
I
list.
can't
They're
eat-
powered down Fruity Pebbles.
I'm with
No,
Fruity
they're
Pebbles
like
over-
steroided up Fruity
No, they're
Pebbles.
with-
Yeah, I was
They
gonna
cut
say
up your
Fruity
mouth
Pebbles
and
are like
stuff.
the crumbs of the fucking fruit. of the Fruit
You're
Loops.
getting the good stuff.
So
right
I have
there.
a-
Bam.
there
No,
was
this
a-
airy, puffy bullshit.
I have an awesome story on Fruit Loops. My parents went into town. Every awesome story I have when I was a kid was my parents went out of town, so I overate and drank way too much. But this was right around the time that
Sounds about
Fruit
right.
Loops decided to introduce the lime Fruit Loop. Do you remember that? It was like revolutionary to me, dude. I was like, you guys are playing with my world. I don't know if I like it. Toucan Sam, don't do me wrong.
He informed the whole world
And it
what
was-
a toucan was.
It's true.
You really did.
I had no idea what a toucan
It's
was.
absolutely true.
To this day, I still don't believe those are true animals, real animals. I just don't believe it. But I liked the Fruity Pebbles so much that over the course of a day and a half, I ate the entire jumbo box, and then had a very interesting realization a day after that when I went to the bathroom, and for the next week everything was green. Mm-hmm. The food coloring had overblown itself.
Yeah.
Everything was green.
All the way.
That's the thing with cereals. Like that happens. So for me, Cinnamon Toast Crunch is
I'll be right back.
so good. Frosted Flakes, I gotta give a shout out to.
Frost Flakes are
Some
Flakes are good,
some form of Cocoa something. Cocoa Puffs, Cocoa
Okay.
Krispies.
I like Corn Flakes.
So Corn Flakes, life is
Yeah.
excellent. Life should not be for as healthy
Life
as
is
it is.
good.
Nah.
For as healthy as it is, it's way too good.
What about?
So that's all. So the problem with Cinnamon Toast Crunch for me,
CT
and
Crunch.
Frosted Flakes to an extent too, is I went through a period of my life where I ate too much of it. So that kind of scarred me.
Yeah. I have
So now every time I eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I kind of remember that feeling of you've had this too much. And I wish I didn't do that.
Yeah, I can understand.
I wish I could just erase my memory for that.
I want to just give a quick shout out, if I can,
Yes.
to. This is weird, right? So there was on Long Island. There used to be a chain of supermarkets called Finest, and they eventually turned into Edwards.
That's a good name.
And then they turned into Shop and Stop, but Stop and Shop actually.
Who comes up with these names? I want to be the guy that comes up with these names.
Anyway, back in the
Try and
Finest
save.
days, and I'm sure a lot of people from Long Island remember Finest.
Insane.
back in. I dare you to save. Back in the Finest days, there was this bootleg version of Lucky Charms that they'd sell called Magic Stars.
Worst.
That
sounds terrible.
One day, like, my dad, trying to save money or whatever, like, bought home the Magic Stars. And I was like, what in the fuck is this shit?
I'll kill you, Dad.
And I ate it anyway, and I was like, this is awesome. This is much better than Lucky Charms.
Were they just so sugary?
It was just, I don't know. It was just, they had their own marshmallow. It was just, it had a little bit of a different taste. And I remember going forward, my dad would be like, you want cereal, you want Lucky Charms? I'd be like, no, we got Magic Stars. And this continued literally until I was in college.
See, no. You don't fuck with the bootleg cereal. Dude, I don't care how good it is.
I never got,
not right.
I never got to that point. My mom did a lot of weird things with cereal. 'Cause cereal to my mother was very frugal. She loved deals. Cereal, they always had coupons for it. It was like 2 for 1 or whatever. And it was always super cheap, and it would feed you like, it was every meal. You know, you could have every breakfast.
Really?
Because my mom, every meal, every breakfast was cereal. It was always cereal because it was like the quick thing to get the kids out of the house. Plus, my brother and I are crazy, so it's like get them out of the house as fast as humanly possible. Get them roided up on sugar. Get them to Catholic school. But my mom used to do weird things because she would not like to waste. She still to this day doesn't like to waste. Like literally the other day, I went over there and she had olives that she froze. And I'm like, you can't freeze olives. She's like, no, it's totally fine. I was like, wait, it doesn't matter. So she used to get regular Cheerios for herself and Honey Nut Cheerios for us, because I was like, I'll be damned.
That's another shout out. Honey Nut Cheerios.
So big shout out to Honey Nut Cheerios, but I'll be damned if I'm eating regular Cheerios unless you let me pour a ton of sugar on top of it.
Yeah, that's the OG shit right there.
So my mom one day, because she would do stuff like this without telling us, because she didn't care. It just didn't occur to her. You know, you had the Tupperwares.
Oh God, no! I don't like where
So
this is going.
she decided, because there was a half box of Honey Nut and a half box regular, she was just gonna mix it in. But she must have. I think she actually knew what she was doing, because she somehow poured them so they mixed.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, because I would have seen. I was smart. I would have been like, no, I see the discoloration.
Yeah.
This is bullshit. I would have poured the ones off the top.
You're
and
going
just-
back to like the
As
fossil
you're drinking
record.
your 2-liter.
But for like a week, my brother and I were like, something is wrong.
Oh my God.
Like every breakfast, we were like, are you losing your taste? Because you would taste it, but only just like a little bit. And you're like, I'm like, the cereal's going bad. It's going bad. And then finally, my mom copped it. Like, we're like, you did something. And she's like, no, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything.
I want to say shout out to Bananas, because they just make all the boring cereals so much better.
I never liked that. I never
Really?
liked
that was TV commercial shit to me. I
Oh, that's
Part of
good.
this complete breakfast,
It's like when they put
which is a
like
complete
parsley on a
breakfast without
plate.
the cereal.
I didn't like it.
No, Bananas is not like parsley. Bananas are good.
It's true. No, I do like bananas, but I don't like the
Bananas
rest
are
of
good. I always just I love the like you were saying, the commercials over the
Yes.
food, where it'd be like part of your complete breakfast, and it was like a glass of milk, a glass of orange juice, a bowl of cereal, like 2
Toast.
over easy eggs, toast, and bacon. I'm like, who the fuck is eating all this? I had never once in my life had a fucking
No one
breakfast
does.
like that. That is absurd.
Now I do if I go to brunch at like Judy's in the
Yeah, or-
marina,
yeah.
where it's like a plate and they give me every single thing and I can eat like a small portion of it before I throw up.
Oh,
I'm gonna throw these 2 out at you guys right
Okay.
now. Kicks.
like
was a little
berry
weird.
Kicks.
Kicks was a little weird.
Berry Kicks.
Kicks was a little weird.
They were weird, right? They were like the cereal that your friends had, that your friend's mom would buy them, and you're like, you didn't want to say anything.
Yeah, you would
They
eat
were
it.
gross.
Begrudgingly, you would eat it.
Yeah. Honey Smacks. Do you remember those?
Oh, with the
Honey
frog?
Smacks with the frog. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
no.
they make those anymore?
I think they still do.
No, fuck those. By the way, those are nasty.
And the last one that I didn't like, I didn't used to like these, but about midway through my childhood, I switched over for some reason. Remember Pops?
Corn
Oh, yeah.
Pops. That's what I was gonna say.
God, they were so
Do
good.
they still make those?
I think
they
they do
do.
because they
Yeah.
are. And every time you have a bowl, you're like, are these stale?
Yeah, I never. It's one of those things like.
I can't tell. You open it up, you're like, I can't tell if these are
It was
stale
one
or
of the
not.
dumbest names you could have picked, Corn Pops.
Yeah.
And they had the
It
best
doesn't
commercials.
sound-
Gotta have my
Gotta have
Pops. But like,
Oh, yeah.
who the fuck wanted to eat corn flavored cereal? And then they had to make commercials where like, it doesn't taste like corn. And it's
Yeah.
like, no, I don't trust it for a goddamn
Yeah.
second.
I don't know, man. It's so funny to think about all these. I haven't thought about a
The
lot of
commercials are insane. All of them. Remember, I
'Cause
don't
you
know.
don't eat cereal.
You
I
guys
mean-
might have not seen these, but the commercials for it's like candy for breakfast with the Reese's.
Oh,
Oh,
that
man.
shit's gross.
That's-
And then
ridiculous.
Oreo O's.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's so bad.
The 90s were
that's
good.
America, bro. That's fucking
I
America.
know.
That's America over.
And I'm not gonna lie, that's why I love this country, right? Because you have that choice. If right now the 4 of us were like,
Can't
let's
get
stop
Oreos.
doing this podcast, let's call a day. We're gonna go to Safeway and we're gonna get all these cereals and just gorge ourselves on them. It's legal and we can do it.
No, we could.
We can get Cookie Crisp right now, which, by the way,
It's legal.
like if you look at Cookie Crisp, I'm pretty sure the only ingredient is sugar and like some sort of random dye to make it look like a cookie. That's
Yeah.
it. But God, they're good.
I fucking love cereal, man. I hardly eat it anymore.
don't eat it
Once
either.
in a while, Cheryl laughs at me because once in a while I go on a kick where I'm like, I'll go to Target or something, and I'm like, I see Lucky Charms or something. I'm like, I'm buying fucking Lucky Charms and that milk, and I'll kill that fucking box of Lucky Charms in like one
the
day.
problem. You can't
and then I'm
bring it
done,
up.
and then I don't have cereal again for a while. Like I want to be more deliberate with my cereal eating, especially with Honey Bunches of Oats with almonds, because I just feel like that's such a special cereal. It absorbs the milk.
That was good.
It's hearty. The bowl.
The crunch, man. The crunch.
Because it was like a soft crunch and a hard crunch with the almond.
Yeah, because the clusters wouldn't get moist no matter what.
No,
but the flakes
Moist.
would
There it is
the
again.
flakes would get damp.
Yeah,
So-
milk can't go on cereal. That's gross.
That's so
No,
weird.
you need to. Okay. Also, we were talking about this earlier. All I want in life, and I'm sure it exists out there somewhere, I just want somebody to get me that milk. I want Frosted Flake milk. I want just give me that in a thing. I want
That's
Fruity
why
Pebble milk.
That's
I
why
want cocoa.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch milk was so good.
I want
'cause
all
it was
these
cinnamon
milks.
milk.
Oh, that'd be
it
so
was the
good.
bomb. You should start the Tim Gettys milk shop,
Well, yes, I like
where
that.
people come and it's like you just order like flavored
Flavored milk.
That'd be
Going
amazing.
back to dumb Tim Getty stories. Earlier we were saying Lucky Charms, and when you're little, all you want is the marshmallows. You can actually order just the Lucky Charms marshmallows on Amazon, and I did it. And I was like, I'm gonna freaking eat this, and that's when I learned that's not what I wanted.
You gotta
at
have
all.
balance in the force.
God, it
Yeah,
was
you gotta
so
have balance.
bad.
Because sometimes you would, because there was disappointing scenarios, right? Like you would pour the cereal and then you'd be like, I want, remember when they introduced the red balloons? That was the first one they actually introduced.
I remember the
first.
commercials for it.
And you would kind of just pick them apart, segregate them, and then the cereal from like,
Yeah.
and then you eat them, and then before you knew it, you're like, I don't really want the rest of this, but it's not like the cereal clusters, the whole wheat clusters are actually pretty good.
They're not bad.
Yeah.
So I don't know. This is problematic. Let me ask you guys this real quick question.
Sure.
You know how like your parents or your household does a certain thing, whatever it is, and you think it's normal, but like it's actually not normal at all. Like,
Yeah.
and you go to other people's houses, or you can become an adult and you realize no one ever actually did this. But you,
My
you-
mom
Yes.
called farts poofers.
No,
I didn't do well in
unacceptable.
elementary school.
That's unacceptable. My family calls the penis a pish.
My family called it a penny walker.
Oh Jesus God
Didn't-
Almighty!
My
Also,
my
didn't
family
like
called it a pishalik.
Yeah, I
My
think
family's
it's
always
Italian.
like, show me
Pish.
your
Italian
cock.
pishalik.
Yeah, we call it a pish. I think
Yeah,
that's
I
where
think
I'm from.
I think that I mean something like a little fish or something, little goldfish or something like that.
Little goldfish.
But we would actually take our cereal and put it in the fridge, and like the whole top.
The dry
awesome.
cereal in the box?
Yeah, the whole top like shelf in the fridge was all like just a line of cereal.
That sounds
and that was
awesome.
like
Why
totally
didn't I
normal
think of
because
that?
it keeps it fresh and not
Yeah.
stale, and then it's cold and the milk's cold. It all kind of mixes and does really nice.
Genius.
I've never met one other person or one family that ever did that ever again, and I'm too embarrassed to do it now, and I'm too scarred. So I put our cereal on top of the fridge, and then it goes bad in like a week, and then it's all stale, and it's like fuck.
My cereal
never
never
happened,
lasts
though.
a week. Never.
You put it in the
cereal
fridge. I
front
won't
of
mock
me.
you if you want to put it in the fridge. Steimer might.
You put cereal in front of me. It's not lasting through the night.
Damn,
It's
you guys
not.
are cereal hounds.
Oh, my wife and I.
My
you-
version
you
of liquids
cannot
and
put
solids
that-
mixing, just I never got into it.
Really? Oh, you know what's weird? The worst cereal experience I've ever had in my entire life was when I went to Italy. Because Italy,
Snakes.
they don't. Yes, it's pythons just come at
Snakes
you.
in the bowl.
Asps,
bowl's made of
asps
snakes.
just everywhere. Just one bite
Yeah,
and
the
you're
bowl's
dead.
actually just like coiled snakes.
Like,
Enjoy your
I
fruity
thought you were
pebble.
Golden Grams. No, in Italy they don't refrigerate their milk. So you would have like it was warm, or actually I'm sorry, they do refrigerate their milk, but they'd warm it up before they put it in cereal.
That's weird.
And that was just the way. That's how they eat it. So I guess I take that back. They did refrigerate it, but my grandmother at the time, it was my mom's mom, still lived in Italy, and she was making me cereal, and she gave it to me, and I was like, this is the weirdest thing, but I didn't want to offend her, so I kind of ate it, but it was like warm, not hot, but like warm milk,
Like right
with
out of the
cereal.
udder.
Yeah, it was really weird. I need my milk at any given time to be ice cold, and if it's not ice cold, it better be the perfect blend of the little crumbs that are left over and the CT just taste, the glitter.
Yeah.
That's like
Oh,
it
the
makes it just
glitter.
kind of like a camouflage that's gonna go down your throat. So good.
Just real quick before we wrap up, I want
You
to talk
said
about
just real quick about 5 times this episode.
just real quick before we wrap up. Greg was talking about how he doesn't like solids and liquids mixing.
Yeah.
Greg, there's an
So
actual
weird.
real notable exception to Greg's
There's a few.
little hang up here,
Phobias.
and that's baked beans. Greg
No,
loves
I hate that.
Greg loves beans, and he loves
So
the baked
disgusting.
beans. So send
Hey,
as
you know what?
many
I like
cans.
diarrhea. Let's eat it.
I want you to send as many cans of baked beans as you can to the show, and Greg's so
eat
passionate
every one of
about Bush's baked beans that he'll actually eat them right out of the can on the air to thank you for that.
You know what's funny is I would eat them out of the can.
I fucking love baked beans.
I
like baked beans.
I like
love
baked beans
them.
when someone has the wherewithal to take them out of the can and add more bacon into the baked
God
beans.
bless them.
And like more brown sugar. I don't care. Give it to me. And I'll wait till the next day when it's like just a solid bucket of bean that you could stick a fork in and take it out and then just start eating it.
Dude,
Love
baked
it.
beans are the best.
They're the
and
best.
you know in like Campbell's especially, they have like just the one piece of bacon fat to like
Yeah.
kind of like it renders in there.
yeah.
Like I would, and you're not really necessarily supposed to eat that or
No,
whatever.
you're definitely
and
not supposed
I
to eat
always
that.
just take it and I'm just like, and I just that's like the first thing I eat.
Real quick, I had a moment. I thought about you the other night, Colin.
Yeah.
It was at night.
Yeah.
I was eating dinner, and you know how I eat weird things, right? So I try to do mostly just like protein. And the other day, my wife was like, "Let's go to Trader Joe's and let's buy like tuna, and we'll make tuna at home with like a little bit of cranberry and like some mayonnaise." And I was like, "Mayonnaise, love mayonnaise." But she goes, "We can't get regular mayonnaise. We gotta get the light mayonnaise."
Oh,
Now the light mayonnaise is okay if you mix it into a salad, like a chicken salad or a tuna salad. The other day, I just put it on cold cuts.
oh,
It was the worst thing I've ever had in my entire life
dear.
because it tastes like water.
Yeah.
And it looks like
And you got
mayonnaise.
that bullshit Trader Joe's
Oh
mayonnaise.
god, it's not good.
You didn't get the Hellman's mayonnaise where you can turn it upside down and nothing comes out. That's the fucking mayonnaise, dude. The eggy shit.
You're pounding on it, and it's like
Oh,
it's just going up farther. It's got so mind.
It's
and an eyeball comes out and looks at you.
Hellman's mayonnaise. I've actually kicked mayonnaise completely. I don't know if anyone.
I've
Why would anyone
noticed
notice?
you haven't been talking about it.
I don't.
lately.
I haven't eaten mayonnaise like
That's great. It's bad for you.
it's hard, man.
It's really good though.
I used to. Greg will tell you like before Cheryl moved in. I used to make an entire bag of frozen French fries from Safeway, and cover them in like a half a pound of American cheese, and then put them in the oven, and then
Sounds
take them out
so good.
and take like huge dollops of mayonnaise
Mayonnaise.
and ketchup, and then just eat the entire plate of.
That sounds so
sounds-
good.
It was
Amazing.
it was
Sounds
awesome.
so
It is
good.
so terrible, and I used to get fucking bombed and do that at like 2 a.m. I'd tell Greg, I'd text Greg.
I'd get turn on
Tim.
preheat the oven to 450 for your boy Colin. I'd get that on the way home from the bar.
So Tim and I went out for Alfredo. A bunch of us went out for Alfredo's birthday the other day, last Saturday. And there's a place called What's Up Dog
Oh my god.
in the marina.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
They're a local.
I go
chain.
there. Yeah, I go there for lunch sometimes.
These guys are only open for lunch and from it's either What's Up Dog or Lucky Dog. I think it's What's
Up Dog.
It's a What's Up Dog, yeah.
Porty, come here.
They're only open from
Like 11 p.m.
11 p.m. to like 3 a.m., right? And they're normally spot on, by the way. Like, this is the first and only time I've ever seen this happen. We get there, and all the guys, there's one girl working behind the counter, and she's like, had it to here. Because
And
the guys are all
You could
drunk.
tell though, like at least it seemed like she wasn't working there. She was one of their girlfriends.
No. She always works there.
Oh, does
Yeah,
she?
I've seen her there before.
Okay, because she looked like she did not have shit under control.
Well, they're all like friends or like family. I think that's kind of a family-owned joint. But the two guys were drunk that were back there, and so they were messing up all the orders. And I very seldom eat carbs, and I very seldom eat carbs at night because it's like the worst possible thing. But after a day of drinking, all I wanted was they sell French fries with cheese and bacon on top. When I say cheese, I mean they sprinkle cheddar cheese, they sprinkle the bacon, and they dump nacho cheese on top of it also.
Yeah, now you're talking.
So not only did they not have nacho cheese, they didn't even have ketchup. Like there was like nothing there.
Yeah.
And I ate and I was actually halfway through those fries, and I'm like, I gotta throw these out. These are disgusting. Then I kept eating them.
So you missed the
Throw
most
them out
important
through
part.
my stomach.
The most important part of that story was that all night our friend Kevin, who is he's team fat all the way,
Yeah.
and he was just like, "Dude, we need to, let's leave the bar. Let's go get the hot dogs."
Kev was ready to just go straight to he was like, I don't even care about
Fuck
the bar.
all this.
Let's go
Let's
straight
get the
to
hot dogs. And I was like, we gotta wait for everybody else. Hold on. So we finally go. He's so excited. He goes running in, and he's just like, I want this. And they're like, I'm sorry, like they're too drunk. Like we gotta close.
They
we gotta
said they're
close.
too drunk. That's
oh, yeah.
awesome.
They're like, no, we gotta close. We can't do this. And he was fuming. You're not closing right now. Not right now. Not like this.
No,
I need my hot dog.
No.
he
not
literally
like
talked them into staying open.
Yeah.
And everyone behind him was like, this guy's our hero until they got their massacred order.
Oh,
like my
God.
hot dog was like cut the wrong way. I don't know why it was cut, first of all. It was cut the wrong way. It was like really small because the guy had just fried it on
Yeah.
the grill. And I was like, do you guys have any sort of condiments whatsoever? And the guy's like, no.
Yeah, they were just freaking out. Kevin gets his hot dogs, goes and sits down, and then all of a sudden, all the girls just flock to him. Girls we don't know, they all just surround him and sit with him. And
Yeah.
we're just like, this is
That
he's
one,
the savior.
one of those girls was super cute. The other one was super drunk, which makes like the perfect dynamic duo. And I was about to hang in there with you guys until the girl started eating my fries, and I was like, no, I am married, and all I want are these damn fries. My wife is out of town. I'm gonna go home and eat these fries. Get your hands on my fucking fries.
Guys,
I
you would
went
have
home and
been proud to see this moment.
Yeah.
There's a girl that was just like talking to Nick. you might be the love of my life.
No
And
way.
Swear to God.
No, she said, you might be the perfect man. I think you're the love of my life.
Yeah, but
And
she
I
was
was like,
just like, I would like.
The Marina's the
you
fucking
can't walk
best.
away from
The
this.
best.
You can't. And Nick just walks away. Nick was like, I saw.
Because
I saw that thing go in his head
at
when
my
he's like,
fries, and I was like, the heat that is coming off of them, I can see it is noticeably dissipating, and a little timer was going off. If you don't get these home right now, like this is the one cheat meal that you have all day. Plus, I had a hot dog, so I couldn't defend. Like she kept coming in. I was like, I can't get this out. So I literally just pieced out. I was like, and I turned around and I just started walking away. She's like, you're literally gonna walk away? And I'm like, yeah, I'll see you. See you
No,
later.
he
And I
didn't
just
say
walked
any
on
of
the
this.
street.
He just kept walking as she screams at him for like a block, and he just kept walking with us. It was great.
I love the fact that. Give me your hand for a second. You're like,
Yeah.
I had the fry. Not that you're married. Not that you already have the love of your life. No, you had the French fries.
I would have hung in there just to see what her perception of was me. My wife wouldn't have cared. She'd be like, "That's awesome. Someone likes you more. Go for it." But no, it was like a cardinal sin. The reason why she wanted me to stay was because her food was taking forever, and she was eating my French fries. Now I'm used to women in the marina taking advantage of me for whatever it is that they want. Normally it's free drinks and a little bit of attention until they go have sex with their bartender boyfriend, whatevs. But I draw the line at my bacon cheese fries.
No,
I
I
line.
don't blame you, dude. The
It's a
Marina
fat,
just
like one of those lines they paint down the freaking freeway where there's like a dude on the back and he's like, yep, and the line just dollops.
Yeah.
Dollops. That's the line I draw.
Dollops. God, we are just not doing well
That's
tonight.
not a word. You don't like that word. A dollop
Dollops?
a daisy. Do the dollop. Do
It's
the
the complete
dollop a
in-
daisy.
I just love
term
that.
for
I
that.
just love that story because that is the Marina.
It's on the
in
marina.
one story.
We used to drag you to the comic club every once
Yeah,
in a while.
I used to go to the Marina with you guys. I just won't go to the Marina anymore because I can't do it.
Don't doubt it.
I'm too old.
I don't blame you.
I have a girlfriend.
I love the
That
Marina.
place is a fucking disaster.
But that girl that was
disaster.
sitting there, the other girl was super cute. She was good looking.
But real quick with the What's Up Dog, there's a What's Up Dog in Soma too, and I go there for lunch sometimes. Just real quick, just if you have What's Up Dog and you want to go there, get the chili cheese brat. They'll put it in a little thing for you. You eat it with a fork and knife. You dump some onions on it. They put a bunch of cheese on it. You put some ketchup on it.
Kev got the stoner
dear.
dog, which was a chili cheese dog with Fritos on top of it.
It's fantastic.
It was magical.
Good job, Kev.
Greg, I
Can't wait to meet this Kev one day.
I can see in your eyes you're going to wrap this up, but I want before we do.
Well,
before
we
we
hit
wrap
all the
it-
topics.
Before we wrap it up, I want to give a shout out to someone. So there's an interesting story, and Cheryl touched on this. Cheryl's my girlfriend,
Oh yeah.
and she
Oh,
touched
no,
on
do
this
it
story.
hand. Your girlfriend.
My girlfriend.
My girlfriend.
And she touched on this story. So she has a friend named Tracy. Tracy lives
Morgan.
Nope. Tracy went to high school with us on Long Island, and she lives in Utah now. And she has a friend, and her friend's name there is Dustin Ward. Dustin Ward listens to this program, and they were texting back and forth because when Tracy was at Dustin's house, it just so happened that Dustin apparently was wearing his Colin for President shirt.
Oh,
And then
available
they
at
didn't- and then they didn't-
districtlines.com/GameOverGreggy.
And then they didn't know. Like, she thought it was funny because he's really into us and into our show and all that kind of stuff, but she knows me and she knows Cheryl or whatever. So it's a small world. Very small world. But also a shout out.
So wait, Tracy got to break it to this guy that like, hey, I know that guy.
Yeah.
How did she just knew the shirt from you promoting it and stuff?
Apparently, she walked in, or they walked into his place, rather than he was watching our videos.
Interesting.
In the shirt? Fucking psycho.
So,
No, don't listen to Greg. That's awesome. God damn it, Miller.
I know I'm fucking around. Everybody calm down.
a shout out to Dustin Ward. Dustin, I
Thank
got
you,
your
Dustin.
address actually from Tracy, and we're gonna send you something. So,
Aw.
I don't know what it's gonna be yet, but maybe we'll send you a shirt or
Or a severed
just-
head. Something cool.
We got those
something great,
PlayStation
something
4
awesome.
light bar stickers.
Oh yeah, we'll send you some PlayStation 4 light bar stickers. We'll sign something for you, and that you can either throw away, use a coaster, or maybe save. Maybe it'll be worth something one day because Nick's signature.
Nick's
will
gonna
on.
be famous.
So thank you for your patronage and for listening to us. And I thought that was a funny story. And since you're a friend of Tracy's, you're a friend of mine as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah, shout out.
Big shout out.
Big shout out to Big D. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the Game Over Greggy show. Every week, four best friends gather around this table, each bringing a random topic of discussion for your amusement. If you like that, make sure you follow us on all the networks and get all our stuff. Every Friday, the episode goes live for $1. What was that? You did
I was gonna.
No, and yeah.
But
Well,
I
there's
don't
plenty
know.
of other stuff up here right now.
I know.
There's tons of stuff right here. There's all sorts of.
I don't know what-
You get the MP3. The full show, a brand new show every Friday at GameOverGreggy.bandcamp.com. If you don't want to give us the $1, that's totally okay. The next week at GameOverGreggy.com, YouTube.com/GameOverGreggy. The whole show posts topic by topic until Friday. We put up the entire video episode. Make sure you grab a cool shirt and watch our cool videos in it. You can get that at districtlines.com/GameOverGreggy. Gentlemen,
Greg,
thank you for your time.
Thank you.
thank you.
Everybody at home, thank you for yours.